Hey, this is JR, the Texpat in Saigon. Today I'm out at the coffee house. It's Independence Day here in Vietnam, and it's kind of interesting. Vietnam got its independence from France in 1945, and this is the holiday. So after 1945, supposedly the foreign influence was gone, but I think we know that that wasn't entirely the case. This year things are a little slow. People aren't partying with fireworks and things like they usually do. The COVID thing has got everything a little bit quiet, but it's still Independence Day. A lot of places are closed. People spending time with their family and having a little bit of fun. Had a lot of things to talk about today. This is the 2-year anniversary of our channel. The end of the second year was in August. So I brought some notes so that I don't have a Joe Biden moment. Got a lot of things to talk about. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, stay tuned. If not, catch one of my other videos. They're a little bit more fun maybe. You know, a lot of times I talk about small sizes.
You lose weight.
Well, small sizes in Vietnam may be contagious, like COVID. One of my friends in the US is a census taker this year. This is census year. And his name's Scott. Scott was given masks, face masks for wearing while he's doing his census work. Well, the masks were too small and he wound up having to buy his own. But I think this little picture right here explains a lot. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was auto-translating on YouTube. A lot of people don't speak English, but they still want to follow your channel. Well, YouTube now has a really good auto-translate feature. It's not perfect, but it really will help you watch just about any show you want to watch. I'm going to include a link in the description below for some videos that show you how to use it. It's really a great feature. I've started using it too. I think it's pretty cool. So here's a few things that are going on with the channel. For one thing, Ray and I are planning on upgrading our shooting environment at the house. We're just going to do some painting and maybe put up an extra light or two to make it possible for us to shoot when it's raining or we have excess noise or parties on the street and can't shoot. So having a little place to shoot in the house, not really a studio, but just a place to shoot, maybe a little quieter than the rest of the house, I think it'll help our production a lot. So we'll see what happens with that. How about ongoing visa issues? I've got a visa due in November. I have to extend, and Ray's visa will be about the same time. It's a real problem. Vietnam just does not have a real clear policy on the visa situation for foreigners. Sometimes they'll extend till the end of the month, but you really never know what they're going to do. So overall, you basically have to stay with the extension program. And let me tell you, bud, it's expensive to do and time consuming. And they also always want paperwork that you don't have with you. So the visa extension process, it just goes on. I don't know what to say about it. It's not a good situation. Somebody asked me how long Southeast Asia will be shut down. Well, man, there's just no telling. Some people think it may be till the end of this year or even longer. Philippines still has a big problem, so does Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Thailand, nearly everybody. And the policy is different for each country. So if you're going to do something, you really have to know where you're going and if you can get there or not, and right now, if you could get there, you can't get back to Vietnam. So it's a problem, and just not sure when it's going to be over. So the answer to that question is nobody knows. Someone asked me the other day if I plan to go back to the USA when it opens up. Well, most of you guys don't really know me. I'm an only child of only children, and I don't have any family left in the US. So I don't have any plans to go back when this is over, or actually ever again. I enjoyed my time in the USA, but I live here now. I've also been asked a couple of times if I teach English here, and no, I don't. Sometimes I'll have sessions and just talk with my friends and help them with their English, but I don't teach English and I don't work here. I do have a business visa, but it's not for English. It's for helping companies in the US to explore opportunities in Vietnam. So I help the US companies. I don't work here in Vietnam. Here's some other questions that people have written to me about, and I thought I'd share them with you. One is, what cameras do I use to shoot my YouTube videos? Well, I used to use a smartphone. Quit that just nearly immediately. It just didn't offer the things that I needed. So I bought some Sony A5100s, and we also bought an Osmo, and that's what we're currently using. We shoot everything in 1080p or 4K, but we put it on YouTube at 1080p, and that's what we use. So are there any plans to upgrade? Not really. I've made over 150 videos, and no one's ever said that my video looked bad or that I needed to upgrade my camera. The only complaint that we've ever had was in a couple of videos my background music was a little bit too loud, and I've tried to correct that. One of my videos was about my broken FeiyuTech gimbal, and I've been asked if I'm going to replace that gimbal and what gimbal I would use in the future. Well, I have no plans to replace it. The FeiyuTech gimbal was for a cell phone, and we're just not using the cell phone for our videos. I have a big gimbal for my Sony cameras, a FeiyuTech A2000, and I don't plan to go back to using a gimbal for cell phone at all. So the answer to that is definitely not going to replace it. Another question I get sometimes is why I live in Saigon, in this bustling metropolis, instead of out on the shore somewhere overlooking the ocean. Well, the main reason is visas. If we live outside of Ho Chi Minh City, we're not near the airport. Most of the places that we'd like to live, you can fly international flights from there, but they still go through Saigon. So it just runs the cost up and makes it inconvenient for us to get our visas renewed quickly. So until flights are offered direct to places that we can go to do our visa runs, we probably will stay here in Saigon. But in the future, that could change. I've also been asked if I'm interested in living in Cambodia or Laos, and my answer to that's no. I'm just not interested in either one of those countries. I've been in Laos before, I've been in Cambodia, and was not impressed. Vietnam is a real vital and growing and modern country that I think has a great future. I just don't see those countries doing it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but I don't see it. Don't see it happening. Well, that about wraps it up for my Independence Day question and answers and my discussion. I just wanted to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel. We've got 2,000 subscribers now, or actually over 2,000. The channel continues to grow, and we're having a lot of fun with it. This is just the best thing you could possibly do in retirement, and I plan to stay with it until I can't stay with it anymore. So this is JR, the Texpat in Saigon, saying thank y'all for watching. Thank you for being part of our group. If you're not part of our group, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel.